Hello everyone, this is Anna from Savvy Cat Realty, and today I'll be talking to you about Portuguese sayings. And Portugal does have a lot of sayings, so I'm just going to talk about a few that I tend to use, and maybe I'll do another video about it some other time. There's also a lot of sayings that are location specific, like from the Algarve, or from Porto, or from Lisbon, but I'm going to be talking about some generalized ones. So for you, those of you who don't know, Savvy Cat Realty is a buyer, a relocation and investment agent that helps people move to Portugal and supports in the whole process, from getting the visa, getting all the documentation, getting everything verified, all the legal and technical sides of things. We are our guides and help you find the best location for you, be it neighborhood or city. And then we also help with the renovation and construction processes and licensings and so on and so forth. So if you are looking for this kind of services, do take a look at our website. It's www.savvycatrealty.com, and also subscribe to your YouTube channel and newsletter, as we always give weekly updates and information that can be very useful for you, whether or not you decide to use our services. So going on to today's topic, Portuguese sayings. This is going to be fun. So let's start with a big one, a positive one. So we have a saying that is a Grand Francese, which literally translating means in the big way and the French way. So when we say a Grand Francese, it means that you are going to be living like a king or doing something very fancy. So that's the first saying I have for you. On the same kind of topic, we have a not positive saying with a similar logic, that is para inglês ver. So when the Industrial Revolution came, and a lot of especially British investment, and British investment is still very prominent in Portugal. So when you para inglês ver, literally translating means for the Englishman to see. And this means that something is going to be done just superficially, so it looks good on the outside, but it's not good on the inside, and things weren't actually done properly. It was just para inglês ver. So those two are the very interesting ones. And now we are moving to the animal sayings. And one of my favorite ones that I actually use a lot is tirar o cavalinho da chuva. So literally translating that means to get your little horse out of the rain, and that means not to keep waiting for something that is not going to happen. So it basically says to get your horse out of the rain because you are not going anywhere, so no point in leaving it there. So that's one of the animal sayings that we have. Another one that I like is puxar a brasa à tua sardinha, and literally translating that means to pull the coal towards your sardine. So that means to make something, do something that brings advantage to you, and it's good for you. And it's usually on a cheeky way, basically. So there is one that I also tend to use a lot that is with cats, and of course I actually should have started with that one, but it's not a positive one. So this one is gato escaldado de água fria tem medo. So literally translating, this means that a boiled cat is afraid of hot water. And this basically means that when you experience something that went wrong, you will be very wary of doing it again. And yes, it's a very interesting experience, and the poor cat had to suffer for it. So let me see if I have more. There is another animal one that I tend to use, that is ficar em águas de bacalhau. Ficar em águas de bacalhau means that, well, literally translating, it means to leave something in the codfish water. So this is basically because, as you probably know, in Portugal it's very typical to have the salt preserved codfish. So we usually leave it in the water for a night or a day to get the salt out. And so when you say to deixar em águas de bacalhau, it means that something is waiting and it's not getting done, or it has been waiting for longer than it should. So that's another interesting animal expression. Let me see if I have any other animal here. No. I don't have any other animal one. I do have another animal one here. So, como sardinhas enlatadas. Como sardinhas enlatadas means as canned sardines, and that is used when you are in a very packed place and you basically have no room to move. So we are as canned sardines, we can't move. So como sardinhas enlatadas. And that's it for the animal ones. So let's move on to the next category. And we're going to start with Res vés Campo de Ourique. Res vés Campo de Ourique, it's literally translating means as tight as Campo de Ourique, which is a region of Lisbon, a neighborhood of Lisbon that is very narrow. And basically it means that you just made it. Like for a little, if you were just a little step behind, you wouldn't have made it. It was just on the limit. So that's what Res vés Campo de Ourique means. Another interesting expression is coisas do arco da velha. Coisas do arco da velha means something that is very unexpected or straight out unthinkable. And literally translating, it means things from the old women's art. So that's a curious one. I actually don't know the history behind that one, but it's very commonly used. So when you hear something very unexpected that straight out sounds like it was made up, we say it's coisas do arco da velha. So one that I say a lot in my videos, and you probably heard it before because it's a very Portuguese thing, it's atirar o barro à parede. So that literally translating is to throw the clay against the wall, and this is basically to try and push something that you want happening, but it's very unlikely that it will happening, but it will work in your benefit. So it was basically to throw the clay against the wall to see if it sticks. If it sticks, it's good for you. If it not, well, you tried. So basically you use that expression to try something that will work in your benefit, but it's unlikely that it's going to work. Another interesting expression is trigo limpo, farinha amparo, which I also not sure how this one came to be. So literally translating, it means clean corn, not corn, it's wheat, clean wheat, and thin wheat, something like this. And it basically means that something was really, really easy to do, which is a weird expression because flour, originally, if you do it the traditional way, it's actually not easy to do. So I have no idea where this one came from. Probably someone will know, and if you do know, I'm very curious to know where this came from, so do leave it on the comments. So another interesting Portuguese expression, dar a volta ao bilhar velho. So dar a volta ao bilhar velho, literally translating, means to turn around in the old, I don't know how to translate bilhar, but it's basically a location, like a small square, I'm not sure. Basically, when you say vai dar a volta ao bilhar velho, it means that you want to get rid of someone and you think someone is being annoying and you just want to tell them to go away. You tell them vai dar a volta ao bilhar velho. So, Next one. Comer e chorar por mais. Comer e chorar por mais, literally translating, means to eat and cry for more. So it means that something was very delicious and very good and you want to eat it forever. So when you eat something that's very, very good, you can say vou comer e chorar. É de comer e chorar por mais. And I just have 2 more written down on this video. Probably I'll do another one, and if you have some expressions that you think are curious that you want to hear about, you can leave them in the comments and I will talk about them some other day. So the next expression I have here is ficar a ver navios. Ficar a ver navios is literally translation to stay and watch the boats pass. And it means that something that didn't work out as you wanted and you didn't get the benefit of that, so you just stayed on the sidewalk watching someone else take the benefit. And when something like that happens, you just said ficaste a ver navios. So basically you did the work or you did something and you didn't work out, and now you're just looking at someone else doing it or something happening that is not to your benefit. So, and the last one that I have here for today is servir a carapuça. That is one that is also very widely used, and literally translation is for the barrett to fit. So when you say serviu-te a carapuça, you are basically saying that an insult or a comment or something you said fitted that person. And it's also very common when someone reacts badly to something you said that people reply, então, serviu-te a carapuça, which basically means, oh, so you feel that was to you, even maybe you weren't saying that specifically for that person felt like it was for them, so we say, então serviu-te a carapuça. So that's another Portuguese interesting expression. So that's all the expressions I have noted down for today. I would love to hear about local expressions from your countries, or whether if any of these expressions have equivalents in your country. I think that the ones that I mentioned here today are more or less Portuguese specific. But if you do have the same thing in your country, do let me know. I'm very curious about it. I love this sort of things. So I'd love to see your comments. And once again, this is Anna from Savvy Cat Realty. You can subscribe to our YouTube and newsletter to get weekly content about Portugal and moving to Portugal. And we help renters and buyers move to and get settled in Portugal. So I hope this was helpful, interesting, or amusing at least, and I will be seeing you all again next week. Bye!